guys, my name is Sofia. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys give this video a like, subscribe to my channel, press that bell to be notified for each time I post a new YouTube video. In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about Disney Cruise Line and just ship life in general. I personally have only worked for Disney Cruise Line. This is going to be more targeted towards life on board at Disney. So I asked you guys to ask me some questions on my Instagram, and I actually received so many questions from you guys, so I am here to answer all of your questions, all of your concerns, all of the tea. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just gonna answer away, and I hope this video helps answer your questions and just kind of lets you know if cruise life is something you are interested in. So let's get started. So the first question I got was, fun story about your life on board. Honestly, there was so many fun stories. I mean, you make so many memories. The contract is a total of 8 months. You train for 2 months in Toronto. At least this was my experience for Disney I'm talking about. But our training was 2 months in Toronto and then 6 months on the ship. And Toronto was super fun. I celebrated my 22nd birthday there. I was on the Disney Fantasy and Disney Fantasy 24. Our cast was so close and we did so much fun things together. So I was really grateful for that, because I definitely could say life would have been different if the cast wasn't as fun, but honestly, I feel like it's what you make of it too. Fun things is just getting to go to all the different ports. I was traveling around the Eastern and Western Caribbean. I got to see all these brand new places, do some new activities. Fun times would just be getting to perform also in front of thousands of new people each week. I was just so grateful to meet all of those different people. With the 7-day cruise itinerary that I had, I really got close to all of the people because it would be the same people, obviously, since they got on the ship for 7 days, and we even had some 10 days in there, 5-day itineraries, so you really get close with the people and guests that come on board, so that was always fun too. Also, a fun story about my life on board is I actually met my boyfriend on the ship. So, dreams come true, baby. Yeah, I was minding my own business. This guy walked past me. I was like, hey, and I actually made the first move, so ladies, don't be afraid to make the first move, you know? If you want something in life, go get it. That goes with anything. Then the next question is, what was your favorite part about working on a cruise? Like I said, kind of going into question number 1, honestly, my favorite part was just getting to experience a whole new part of life. There's parties on the ship, there's friends that you make, some of them even lifelong friends that I still text till this day. I'm just grateful for the people I met, the friendships, the traveling, and just challenging myself to perform on a ship, because it's not always easy. There's gonna be good and bad days like everything, but I truly had a fun experience with it. Did I get seasick? I actually never really felt like super ill or seasick. There were definitely days where the ship was more rocky. Some people definitely were feeling a little ill. There's always seasickness pills that they provide. They're called Seacoms. I know some people took ginger pills. Honestly, like people like me, I would kind of get a little bit more sleepy and a little bit more fatigued and maybe like a slight headache, but nothing ever really that serious. Honestly, I feel like I just kept myself so busy that I totally even forgot sometimes that I was on a ship. The next question I got was, how does health insurance work? I'll just say that Disney does provide health insurance for the job, so it's good. The next question is, future goals, contracts you'd like to pursue with DCL. I would love to be a main stage singer. Specifically, I'm interested in either being Belle, Princess Anna. Specifically, I think a dream role would be Princess Anna. I remember when Frozen first came out and I was like, oh my gosh, I really love the character Anna. So I feel like Anna would be like definitely a goal of mine to play and get to sing and act and dance in that show. What happens after? Do you get another contract? Well, since you asked, I actually just signed my next contract with DCL. I'm going to be in the Wonder Cast 49, I believe. Yes, Wonder 49. I am so excited. It's going all around Alaska. I think the ship used to go to Alaska and Hawaii, but I think my specific itinerary is primarily different places in Alaska, San Francisco, Mexico. So it's gonna be a super fun time. I'm excited to explore all the new places, get to be in a lot of different showcases. It's gonna be so much fun. I'm excited to make some more memories, meet some new people. To explain what happens after when you're done with your contract, they give you this survey to fill out, and it's basically a survey asking if you're interested in returning with the company, and if so, what things are you interested in doing. Then the casting directors get your submissions and they kind of just look through who wants to come back, who doesn't, type of thing, and they go from there and they cast for their next upcoming shows. And then the next question I got is, do you get any days off? So honestly, it depends on what roles you are and exactly what you're doing on the ship. You get hours off, especially like when it's a port day and you get to get off and explore the ports. You get like sometimes like anywhere from 3 to 5 hours off, and then you start working. So it all really just depends too on like what you're doing, what itinerary you're on, because every ship is different and every tracking for each person is different. Some people get more time off than others, so it kind of all just depends. The next question I got was, how's the cabin? Do you get to choose who you room with? Yes, so while you're in Toronto for rehearsals, you obviously start getting to know your cast. Everyone kind of introduces themselves. Towards like the last week of your adventures in Toronto before you head over to the cruise, you pick your person that you'd like to room with. Both people kind of just put their names on a piece of paper. You hand it over to your manager. You basically get who you chose. So you choose your roommate and you get to room with each other for the next 6 months on board, so definitely choose wisely. But I was happy that I ended up having my friend Madison, that was my roommate on the ship, so that was a fun time, and we decorated our room. We are both very good clean freaks, so our room was always very clean. It's also a very small space, so if it got cluttery, it was just, you just don't want your cabin to become cluttery because it's too small to be bumping into extra things. The performers' cabins are like at the bottom of the ship, and it's typically either bunk bed style or twin bed style, or full bed. It kind of just all depends on the room and what you do. Singers will get their own cabins, bigger space, no shared bathroom. Dancers will get their own space, but a shared bathroom. The next question was, when you get your contract, how fast is the turnaround? So to kind of explain, when you're a new hire like I was, so last November, around Thanksgiving time is when I got my contract offer for the Disney Fantasy. In January, at the end of January, rehearsals started, and you have to go through an entire medical process, which for me was kind of stressful, and for many it is, because it's like getting tested for so many different things that you may have not even ever been tested for. They're very strict, I will be honest. If you have like any serious health concerns, ship life may not be for you, unfortunately. But then the medical does take some time, a few weeks. You have to make sure you're uploading all of your files. Sometimes certain things will take longer than others. The signing on of all of that, for example, I found out in November, and it wasn't till like maybe like the beginning of the second week of January is when everything was all set for me. Now some people's maybe takes a little less, but for me, my medical kind of took a little longer. Everyone's journey is a little different, but my advice is don't stress about it. It'll all work out the way it's supposed to be. Next question is tips for getting hired / seen. So honestly, I went to the auditions multiple times. Literally, it came to the point where I walked in the door and they're like, Sophia, and I was like, hey, how y'all doing? Like, it just, get yourself in the audition room. No matter if that's Disney, no matter if that's like anything in life, any audition, even if you've auditioned for it like 10 times, keep going until like they're sick of you. Obviously they're not gonna actually be sick of you, but you wanna just like keep showing your face. It shows that you truly care and this is something you truly want. And being seen sometimes, especially with Disney, unfortunately, it's not, they say this in the room as well, sometimes you could be the most talented person in the world, but you might not fit Disney's look. They're casting to fit a certain mold, you know, and what trackings look like this. You might have to be this tall, you might have to be this short, things like that. So there's like a lot that goes into it. I feel like honestly just showing up is like my #1 tip. Just show up, do your very best, and remember to just have fun. I think sometimes when I go to an audition and I stress the audition too much, that's when I don't book it. But when I just go in there and I treat it like a dance class or just some fun time to, like, you know, pass the day, like, that's when I book the job. So just have fun, smile, give that Disney smile. So yeah, have fun. Next question is, how many times did I audition and how many people were there? The first time I auditioned was like when I was like 18 years old, and I honestly think it was just like I was too young. I didn't even know what the heck I was doing. I was just showing up to the audition because I was like, Disney, I love Disney, and let's try this out, even though I feel like my maturity level then was not ready for Disney Cruise Line, but I went anyways. I got like a lot of callbacks, I remember, and this was me auditioning for main stage vocalist. I honestly just showed up to like all the casting calls. I think I truly got hired already, but I kept showing up even after already being hired because I didn't know I got hired yet or that they were considering me. So I went a ton of times to just keep showing up. But then there was a casting director that was like, just Sofia, I can't really say anything, but he basically told me, like, you don't need to keep auditioning, like, it's okay. Like, he basically gave me like that type of talk. And then he's like, you may be getting an email soon. That's all I can say. And I remember being like, oh, okay, cool. And then I knew, I was like, wait a minute. Okay, so I can probably stop auditioning now, because I think I probably auditioned like close to 10 times. And they were probably like I said, like sick of me. So he told me like, you're okay, like you don't have to keep coming in now. And I was like, okay. So honestly, then literally a few weeks later, I got the news. So yeah, it's like an unofficial offer because obviously you have to pass all these exams, like I said, and then once you sign all these things, then you're officially good to go. And the next question is, are the shifts like the parks? You can trade shifts, get new ones. Okay, well, first of all, I've never worked for the Disney parks, only for Disney Cruise Line. You can switch shifts if you run it by your manager and you give enough notice and if both people agree to switch. But that just all depends. I personally don't like to switch things around because I feel like everything's lined up so that you hit a certain amount of hours, and then sometimes if you switch, it can kind of mess with the hours and somebody overworks, underworks, you know? But it is possible to switch. And then the last question is, how many breaks do you get? Like I said, it all really just depends, honestly, on your role, what you're doing. But you do get quite a few. For me, I did get quite a few breaks, as in some hours off and stuff to eat. At least you'll have a lunch and a dinner break somewhere in your schedule. If you want to eat breakfast, get up, you know, early, do your thing. But like I said, a port day that you get to explore wherever you just docked, you get time off typically there. You just got to be cautious about getting on the ship on time before your next shift, or honestly before the ship takes off, because that will be a big no-no if you miss the ship and it starts sailing away. That's no fun. But that is all of the questions that I got, and I hope I answered them all well and thoroughly for you guys. If you guys have any more questions, drop them in the comments. I would love to answer them for you. Other than that, I wish you all the best of luck. If you guys are watching this and you're all trying to get on Disney Cruise Line, best of luck. I'm here for you guys. Have a lovely day. Subscribe here and also follow me on my social media as well. Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it. So we can be friends there as well. So, bye guys!